I've always enjoyed the concept of math, but I was never good at it. I'd go in after class, try and get help from my teachers, but I just never understood it. They tried helping me, but it just didn't register in my head.
Math has always been really, really difficult for me. I never understood it, and I never had anybody that really had the patience to explain it to me.
Math is interesting. It's not my favorite subject. It's always been a little hard for me.
Basically math has been one of the hardest subjects for me. Never was anybody who could really teach it to me.
I really don't like math at all. I'm very visual, and a lot of math is really hard for me to visualize, and I would like math, except that if I don't know how to work it out, then it really frustrates me. I love taking a page to work out a math problem, and it makes me feel all happy, but at the same time, if I don't know how to work something out, then it's really frustrating.
Hi, my name's Tim Zierlin. When we talk about math education, most people have strong opinions. The one thing most people do agree upon is that what we're doing is not working, or at least is not working as well as it should. This is more than a gut feeling because the Program for International Student Assessment came out with the results at the end of 2010. After a decade of intensive efforts to improve its schools, the United States posted below average in math. This problem is further compounded by the fact that students can do well on a test, but not be able to apply that knowledge. The Adult Math Project found that when they compared adults' performance of mathematics on tests and in situ observations, there was a severe decline in the real-life context. This is further explored in the paper, The Role of Context in Mathematics by Bowler. So the problem can be summed up with the question, how can educators help students learn mathematics to be used in their lives and ultimately to be able to compete in a world market? The significance of this should not be understated, because as we move to an information-based economy, the need for employees who can work with mathematics grows. If a country is not able to supply a skilled workforce, companies will relocate to other parts of the world. For my project, I was looking for students to more easily be able to comprehend, retain, and assimilate mathematical information, a way for them to see what was happening when they were solving complex problems in trigonometry. Studies show that students who apply information they've learned in a practical, real-world situations are more likely to fully understand and retain the information. The combination of Java and trigonometry were the perfect union. The goal was to provide a trig problem, calculating the trajectory and hitting a distant moving target with a moving projectile. The students were instructed to program, in Java, a calculator of sorts, where the user would input numeric data, which would determine the location of the target, the angle, speed, velocity of the projectile, and whether or not the two items in the end met or had a collision. Imagine a scene where you have a deep crevice with a tall plateau on each side. One side is equipped with a cannon, the other with a constantly moving target. Your task is to calculate the angle, speed, and velocity the cannonball must travel to hit the target on the other side. This app was designed to do just that, to make this scenario reality through programming and trigonometry. Of the students who participated in the project, all experienced some improvement in their perception and comprehension of trig, as obtained by test scores and self-reporting. They were able to experience the problems they encountered on a much different level than they had without involvement in the project. Visualization is an extremely important factor in the learning process, and especially in regards to math. As soon as students could see the problems come to life, the concepts became much easier to grasp.
My contribution to the project was as a programmer. I created the code necessary for calculating the trigonometry problem, the projectile path, and whether or not the projectile hit the target.
Personally, all of my responsibility was with the visual elements because I'm not very good at programming, but I helped everywhere that I could and learned a lot.
Working in a team was really beneficial. I was able to work with people that could help me in the areas where I was weak. They could explain all the trig problems that I certainly wasn't going to grasp on my own, and I could help them understand more about the visual elements that I was working on with the app itself. and they could help me through the app and through their experience understand math in a more visual way.
I really liked working in a team because it was interesting to see how different types of minds worked and then worked together.
I enjoyed working in a team. It helped me to understand that lots of different people have different skills that they can bring to the table, and allowed us to work together to utilize our own individual strengths to create something.
Working in a team helped with this specific project more than it would in normal group projects because you really need more people with different strengths and weaknesses, especially when you're dealing in math when you need multiple people to check it. And it's just fun doing something different and working in a group, which you don't normally get to do, and it's something new in math. It actually brought something interesting and something new, where like life application, just in building something like that, something like that you might be asked to do in a job, is work on a team with a group and build something that you maybe have no interest in, but you have to find a way to make it fun.
I loved seeing the programming and the math work together, but being able to plug in numbers into the calculator, it helped me to understand what I was doing, but it also helped me to be able to visualize what I was doing, which naturally really helped me as an artist. It helped me to see, just like in school when somebody would use a pizza to explain fractions and dividing up that, and it really helped me to cement that in my head and to understand those concepts more. I would say that this calculator also worked in a similar way to help me to cement that in my head and to have something visual to draw on, to be able to paint a picture, to make sense of all of the things that I really normally had a really hard time with.
I'd say the most important thing that I learned from doing this project would be that it helped me completely visualize everything in my head instead of just seeing formulas.
On this project, I learned that seeing things visually can help me because I also saw how it applied to other applications, such as going golfing or playing pool.
Working on this project really helped me on the test because it allowed me to see in my mind what exactly I was doing, what the formulas were, how they worked, what they were involved in. And that was a lot easier than simply reading off formulas from a book and trying to understand them myself, visualize them without any sort of concrete reality behind it.
I would say without a doubt that using the calculator and just being part of this project helped me when it came time to take a test. Because I had the experience of working on the problems and inputting the numbers and seeing the result, it helped me to practice all of that, but it also helped me to understand more of what I was doing, which then naturally helped me remember it. So when it came to the test, I knew more what I was doing, and I felt a lot more confident that I was answering the questions correctly.
The student body really doesn't gleefully approach math. They are drug into math studies. Any app that can engage my students at a higher level and make them more interested is very welcome in this classroom.
I kind of like math now. It's not as confusing as it used to be, and it's almost kind of fun.
I'm definitely not afraid of math anymore, and I would even go so far as to say that I'm enjoying it. I think having that understanding helps tremendously. Now that it makes a lot more sense and I understand what I'm doing, I could definitely say that I enjoy the subject now.
Being involved in this project and in this class really helped me to really like math and realize that it's not all just nasty digits that hate you, that there really is a practical application for them, and that there really is a reason that someone out there invented math and not to torture college students.